All right. Welcome back to the healing. Now, before we get into this next video, something strange happened when I opened up this game. It kind of reverted me back to where we started off in the previous video, where we had to collect those stars and we paid the 50 bits to continue on with the story. It actually dumped me right off there. So I had to go back through and talk with Zoe all over again. And I want to show you guys what I did because it might give you a little bit more insight as to Dr. Crow and what's going on with this plague and what happened with the previous group of people, being Sid, Karsten, Zoe, Winnie. I think Rebecca was one of them. So what I did, I can't scroll up all the way, but when there was a question about, do you know what the animals mean? But the animal signs. The hold on. Do we have the animal signs? Yeah. So like there was a question about, like, do you know what the animal signs were? And I asked, instead of asking about the animal signs, I asked, do you know what, or it was something along the lines of, like, can you tell me what tasks that were being asked of the people, right? Of that group. And she said that the reason Sid was kidnapped because he didn't complete a task that Dr. Crow asked Sid to do. And you can read right here, Dr. Crow presented Sid with a choice. He had to make a terrible decision, a decision between two people that mean everything to Sid. I don't think any of the group would have gone through with it. That was the moment when the group made a decision. They deleted everything that had to do with the plague doctor. They stopped contact with me and their families, and they went into hiding. So everyone went into hiding. They don't even contact their families anymore. Well, now it's your turn. Please tell me everything you know about. And then we went and talked to Shadow, and nothing changed with talking to Shadow. But it's interesting because we didn't know that. I mean, that was a huge change in the outcome, based off of the decision that we made. We know now that the rest of the group went into hiding, and the reason Sid was kidnapped was because he didn't complete a task that Dr. Crow wanted him to complete, which goes to show that, like, maybe that's the reason why Clara was kidnapped as well, why Clara was abducted. She didn't complete a task that Dr. Crow wanted her to complete. So what does that mean for the rest of us when we are starting to get asked to do these things and we refuse to do them? Are people in our group going to start going missing? It's a good question. Either way, let's go ahead and jump right into here with Lucy. And if you guys are enjoying the sign, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and join the Tethered. Now, Lucy says, hey, tongue-tied, do you have a minute? We didn't get a chance to talk yet. Yeah, right. I do. I have all the minutes. I have all the time in the world for Lucy. It's about it's about time. That winky face. We didn't get a chance to talk yet. Winky face. It's about time, Lucy. If need be. Sure, it's about time, Lucy. I've been wanting to talk to Lucy for a long time now. Lucy, I think so too. So is Lucy going to be the flirtatious type? Is she going to be a little flirty with us? It certainly seems that way so far. Talked a bit about you with Anna earlier, too. Wonder what you said about me with Anna. Only good things, I hope. How come? All this weighs very heavily on her. Only good things, I hope. Absolutely. Anna thinks you're great. What do you think, Lucy? She says she's happy you're there for her and you take her seriously and you always listen to her. That is true. I like Anna. And to be honest, that's one of the reasons I want to talk to you about something personal. Ooh. Something personal, question mark. What is it about? I do what I can. Winky face. Look, ladies love the winky face. You got to use it, right? I do what I can. Wink, wink. Thanks. Take a look at this. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, what is this? It's a heart. It's a keychain heart or a charm. It looks like a keychain heart. Did Lucy receive this? Don't worry, this has nothing to do with Dr. Crow. Okay, that's good. That's good. How cool? What's that? I already know what that is, but how cool with the star eyes? I'll do it. I'll do it. I mean, it doesn't gross me out or nothing. It's just a heart. If you knew the story behind it, I bet you wouldn't think it was cool. I hope you have time, tongue-tied. I have to elaborate a bit. That's no problem. I've got all the time in the world. Do you know the kind of relationships that are obviously no good for you? I don't necessarily mean a romantic relationship. It can also be friendship. You open up to a person. You give 100% of yourself to this person. But the only thing you're getting is the feeling of increasing emptiness. We're digging deep now. Yeah, I know something about that. I've never had anything like that before. Yeah, I think I know something about that. Sorry about that, tongue-tied. But then you will understand my situation all the better. In my case, it's to do with my ex-boyfriend. You know, it wasn't all bad with him. We had really good times too. And there was even a time when I thought he's the one. So Lucy's struggling with an ex-boyfriend. Interesting. There were days when I loved him so much that I couldn't imagine a second without him. But there were also days when everything was different. When he showed his true face, it was just little things at first. He planned things without talking to me first. At some point, he was no longer interested in my opinions. He got really aggressive when I contradicted him. That sounds terrible. That sounds awful. Every relationship has its ups and downs. That's a little more down than up, though. Did he get physical too? That sounds awful. Look, if I don't know if I want to ask Lucy if he got physical or not. I feel like if Lucy wants to tell me if her ex-boyfriend got physical, then she will, but I don't want to pry. I want her to feel comfortable telling me if she wants to feel comfortable. So I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna be supportive of her. Like it sounds awful. It sounds terrible, and it does. It does. It really was. He suddenly was no longer the person I used to know. And then came the crucial point why I broke up with him. We were planning to go out with some friends. I had put together an outfit for myself, and when I presented it to him, he completely freaked out. He didn't want me to go out like that. He wanted to decide what I put on. He wanted to take away my right to choose what to wear. That's time to get out. Toxic. Terrible. What a controlling ass. Yes. I hope you didn't let him do that to you. Well, you know, in the situation that Lucy was in at the time, it sounds like the ex-boyfriend was getting aggressive. So I don't. He's definitely a controlling ass. Look, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with the controlling ass, and you can add hole at the end of that. It's exactly what I was thinking. That's when it clicked for me. I packed my stuff up and left. He then bombarded me with phone calls. At the beginning, they were pretty harmless. He said he was missing me and that he would change. He kept telling me to think of the good times, and I did. But I also had to keep thinking about the bad times, and they outweighed the good ones. It sounds like they outweighed the good ones. Later, he showed his true face again. The calls became more and more hurtful. Just thinking about it brings tears to my eyes. That's terrible, Lucy. Oh man. I'm not happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy. I'm happy that Lucy feels comfortable talking to me about this, right? That's what I'm happy for. And I think it's good that she's talking to me about this, but I feel like there's a deeper reason behind it, and I'm curious as to why that reason is. Like why all of a sudden we've never really had an actual conversation between me and Lucy, but now the first conversation we have and it's this deep kind of makes me wonder. Either way, like the ex-boyfriend, terrible person. Probably should have left that guy, a long time ago, and Never talk to him again. I mean, and the fact that like this guy is just calling all the time, bombarding me with phone calls, like, yeah, I mean, that's straight. I don't know if it's sociopath. It might be a sociopath, but I mean, the guy's, whoever the ex-boyfriend is, the jam psycho. Absolutely controlling. I mean, it's like it's a mind game that he's playing, and hopefully Lucy's not letting him win. It doesn't seem like it. It looks like Lucy is realizing that there's definitely the bad times, like she said, the bad times outweigh the good times, which is good. She's realizing that, and she should understand that. Look, it's not going to get better. It never does. Well, I can't say never, but shit, 99.9% of the time. Just thinking about it brings tears to my eyes. What did he say? If it's too much for you, you don't have to talk about it. I mean, she is talking about it, though. But I'm curious as to what he said. I mean, she's talking. I can ask. I feel comfortable asking questions about it now because we're so deep into it. He said that I will regret this. That I will realize life without him is hell. He threatened to turn my family against me, my friends, basically everyone I care about. And unfortunately, he managed to do that. He told everyone that I cheated on him. Wow, what a dick. But you know what? I feel like your true friends wouldn't believe that. And I feel like your family wouldn't believe that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that your true friends and your family would trust everything. But then again, this guy might have been so terrible. Like he just had this mask that he wore every single day to other people. Like everybody probably thought he was like the nicest person, but then behind closed doors, he was just terrible monster. Like it's very possible. Very possible. Is there any truth to it? And they believed him? Question marks. I mean, I don't think there's any. I mean, I'm not gonna ask Lucy if there's any truth to it, but I'm more concerned. Like they actually believed him, and why? Why did they believe him? They did. He can be really convincing. He even convinced Jenny, my best friend. She forwarded me the voice message that my ex sent her. May I listen to it? Premium option alert. Gotta listen to it. Just a moment, I'll forward it to you. Let's listen.
Jenny, no one would have thought her capable of that. While I work overtime so that we can afford a nice vacation, she jumps into bed with random guys. If I hadn't seen that text message on her cell phone by chance, she probably would have kept cheating on me. And you know what the worst part is, Jenny? She admitted everything. She was so sorry for everything, said she didn't deserve me and I should give her another chance. And to you guys, she said that I'm the liar. I'm so glad that all of you are on my side. As much as it hurts, Lucy and I are over. Now she's all alone, but that's her own fault.
What a dick. What an absolute dick. Damn. Shockingly good actor. Why did your friends believe him more than they believed you? What an ass. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's not really acting. I mean, it is acting because clearly he's not being his true self. So he's clearly acting. I'm not willing to call him a shockingly good actor, though. I'm more along the lines of calling him an ass. But I am curious as to why your friends believe him more than they believe you, Lucy. Like, why would they do that? Why would they believe the ex over Lucy? That doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, he seems like a very controlling. He seems like he might be a smooth talker. He's according to Lucy, this it's not true. So we're sitting here assuming that he's lying through his teeth and just making it seem like Lucy's the bad person in all this, but And he's making everybody, he's convincing everybody that. And it's just messed up. But yeah, I'm gonna ask. Why would your friends believe him more than they believe you? Like I've got to ask. Even though I want to call him an ass so bad. I'll call him an ass right now. I'm still calling him an ass. He's dick ass. Like, I know our mutual friends want nothing more to do with me. Everyone turned their backs on me except for the booze heads in the bar. I'm sure you've guessed by now the necklace came from him too. He's been playing these mind games for a few weeks now. He denies everything, of course, even in the front of my friends. Sorry, former friends. But I saw him with my own eyes when he put this necklace in front of my door. Anyway, I kind of felt the need to talk to someone about it. It really weighs on me as if things weren't bad enough already. Lucy, if there's anything I can do, please always let me know. Thank you for trusting me. That's a good one. I appreciate Lucy's trust, and I hope she understands. Well, I think she does understand that she can trust me because she literally poured her heart out right now, talking to me about what was going on. Even though he's your ex, maybe you should get the police involved. I don't know what, to be honest, like I don't know what the police would do. We don't know if he ever got physical with her. You could, I mean, if you're in fear of bodily harm, you could get a restraining order or a no. You probably could get a no contact order, especially if you have all of the saved phone calls, like the bombardment of phone calls that this person was doing. You could probably get a no contact order from police, but I mean, when people do that though, you got to understand it goes both ways. If you get a no contact order for, like, if person A gets a no contact order for person B, that also means that person A cannot contact person B. So even though the no contact order is for person B, person A has to follow that as well. So, I'm just, this is a long thought process just for a quick answer, but I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna thank Lucy for trusting me. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. I'm actually gonna go with that. Like, if Lucy, if there's anything I can do, let me know. Always let me know. Improves. I will. Thanks, tongue tied. Yes. I love the heart. Can I send an orange heart? I'm going to get gas. I'm going to the gas station real quick. I really need a cigarette right now. I actually wanted to quit, but this is the wrong time. Talk to you later. Oh, Lucy's ex is an asshole. What a dick. Zoe, we're talking with Zoe now. Wow. So Zoe, I think Zoe finally went through and read all of our chat history, all of what was going on between our group and Dr. Crow. And I think she's responding to that right now. So, wow, I've had a look at your chat histories, right? It's unbelievable. The similarities to the other group are hard to miss. In your case, it's these creepy dolls. In the other group, it was those animal symbols. One thing is for sure. You guys are not in a good situation. Thanks for your opinion. No kidding. You can say that again. Yeah, you can say that again. I feel like we're definitely in the early steps of Dr. Crow though. Like Dr. Crow hasn't been giving us tasks yet. Please listen, since I've known about Dr. Crow, I've spent a lot of time researching and gathering information. I have also witnessed what Dr. Crow has done to the other group. What I'm trying to say is, I can help you bring down Dr. Crow, and in return, you give me the exclusive rights to your story. Zoe doing this for her own personal gain. However, I suppose if it does help us, then it's worth it. It's worth it. As long as it helps us get out of this situation, I think it's worth it. How do you mean that? Sounds fair to me. So the only thing you really care about is making a profit. Right. That's what it kind of sounds like. But it's kind of like a give and take. I mean, if I say no, will she still help us? Probably not. So she is only doing it for profit. She's only doing it for herself. She's not only doing it for us. She's not trying to help us. She's trying to help us while at the same time helping herself. But sounds fair to me. Like, as long as we can get out of this situation, we'll use all the help we can get. And before you get the wrong impression, it's not about getting rich from the article for me. Of course, I also have to earn a living, but to me, blogging is something I do from the heart. I basically only write about topics that are important to me personally. I want to share your story with the people out there. Your voices must be heard. Together, we can unmask Dr. Crow. This is the only way to break the darkness of this case and stop it once and for all. Wow. Sometimes I get goosebumps from my own sentences. Conceited much, Zoe? All right. I mean, I like that. I like that. It was a good little spiel there, a good little speech, with good reason. You're a great writer. I'll give you that. Self-praise sucks. Look, with good reason. Look, Zoe, you're a good writer. I'll give you that. I haven't read any of your other works, but I'll take your word for it. It's exactly why I chose to become a blogger. Now I got so carried away and can't remember what I wanted to tell you. You better think quick. It'll come back to you. Try and concentrate. It can't have been that important, I guess. Look, it'll come back to you. It'll come back to you. You just gotta concentrate, Zoe. What were you gonna say? Hopefully it was important. Oh, I've got it. Okay. It's about our collaboration. There's something that is particularly important to me. We cannot keep secrets from each other. Okay, fair enough. Why is that so important to you? I have no intention of hiding anything from you. Yes, sweetie. Should we call Zoe a sweetie? Like, yes, sweetie. I don't know. I feel like that's gonna strike her the wrong way. Can't keep secrets from each other. Yes, sweetie. Look, I have no intention of hiding. Ooh, but I do have intentions of hiding something from her. I don't want to tell her anything about Shadow. At least not yet. I have no intentions of hiding anything from you, except for Shadow. I'm just going to throw that out there. Oh, I hope I don't have to tell her about Shadow yet. Shadow's not even monitoring this chat conversation right now. I had the same intention with the other group, but unfortunately I was the only one of the group who didn't follow this rule. So everybody else was lying to Zoe, but they were probably lying to Zoe because Dr. Crow was reading in on all the chats and told them not to tell Zoe something. Who knows? Who the hell knows? You were keeping secrets. What? That starts off well. Oh, I had the same intention with the other group, but unfortunately I was the one. Oh, I was the one of the group who didn't follow us. So Zoe wasn't being honest. So why? You know what, Zoe? I take it back. I do have intentions of hiding shit from you. Like, you were keeping secrets, question mark. What? And then that started. Look, you were keeping secrets, Zoe. What kind of secrets were you keeping and why? Why were you keeping secrets but requesting everybody else to be honest with you? Doesn't seem right. Yes, no, not directly. I already told you about Chris. He took off when things got more dangerous with Dr. Crow. He didn't even tell the other four his whereabouts. This is him, by the way, top left in the picture. Oh, with the cigar. So Chris is top left, okay? Sid, Simeon, down at the bottom. Uncurable. Chris DM'd me one day. He was prepared to meet me if I kept it to myself. His fear of Dr. Crow was just too intense. But he didn't just meet once, or we didn't just meet once. He invited me to dinner. We went out for a walk. A little by little, I learned everything about him and the others in the group. At that stage, I was still hoping I had overlooked something that could lead me to the motive of Dr. Crow. But I'm getting sidetracked. After the third meeting, Chris confessed to me that he was starting to fall in love with me. I gotta say, Chris was not my type at all. He was nice, but Anyways, long story short, Chris was angry with me. Supposedly, I had played with his feelings. And even though he asked me to keep our meeting a secret, he was the one who mentioned it to the others. Chris told the group I was playing a false game. He twisted the facts. He told them I had pretended to be in love with him in order to get more information. He showed them pictures of us to prove it. From that point on, I was suddenly the bad one. That changed their attitude towards me. That's why I swore to myself that if I ever worked with anyone again, no more secrets from both sides. Can we agree on that? Chris sounds like Lucy's ex-boyfriend. I don't know if anyone else has put two and two together, but Chris sounds like Lucy's ex-boyfriend. I mean, almost to the T. Was like super nice with her in the beginning. Didn't get what he wanted, so freaked out. Persuaded the rest of the group that Zoe was a bad person. Lied to the rest of the group. Made the rest of the group not trust Zoe. Is Chris Lucy's ex-boyfriend? Is that Lucy's ex-boyfriend? Top left there? It's possible. I mean, the similarities are uncanny. Almost identical. So no more secrets from both sides. Can we agree on that? Absolutely. You have my word. I can't promise you that. I'll try to stick to it. Look, you have my word. I'll definitely try. Thanks, Tongueside. I really appreciate that. If the two of us ever date, it would be nice if your group knew. Look, Zoe, look, I'll promise to be nice to you. I'll promise to be honest with you. You just got to promise me one thing. You won't fall in love with me, Zoe. We'll be friends, Zoe. You just got to promise me you won't fall in love with me. That's all. That is, if you like eloquent women. She's already flirting with me. If the two of us ever date, it would be nice if your group knew. Right. It would be nice. And if we ever start dating Zoe, I would tell the group. But don't fall in love with me, Zoe. I'll break your heart. All right. So that is if you like eloquent women. If they look like you, totally. I think that makes women interesting. Sorry, I don't have a clear head for that right now. Are you flirting with me, Zoe? I gotta ask her. I mean, Zoe, you flirting with me? Do you understand what I'm dealing with right now with Dr. Crow and the plague? I can't be dealing with you flirting with me, Zoe. Now you're making me blush. Okay, you got me. I think you're pretty cute. It's fun finally being able to have a nice conversation again. You know, bloggers have little time for themselves on private contacts, but I absolutely love my job. Is this a picture of... Oh, okay. I'm Zoe Miller, blogger. My name is Zoe Miller, and I go through the world with an open mind, especially and with great passion through the world of scandals. Interesting. I wonder if Zoe's an actual real blogger. I mean, she has an Instagram there. I wonder. How many followers do you have? How did you become a blogger? And you can earn money with that. Look, how did you become a blogger? I think that's more important. Well, I don't know if it's more important, but it's what strikes my interest. That would be a super nice story if it wasn't so embarrassing. And like so many embarrassing stories, this one also revolves around a girl who wanted to impress her crush. I was so in love with that one guy. He talked all day about his favorite blogs. I was determined to impress him somehow, so I started reading blogs that he likes, just to join in on the conversation. But the more I clicked through these blogs, I realized how superficial they were. Fashion, brands, trends, ads. Unlike Tom, that was the guy's name, I found these blogs rather boring. However, when I began to delve a little deeper into this scene, I found something that immediately fascinated me. Small blogs with few clicks, but beautifully written. So many emotions, so much heart and soul. I felt as if had fallen in love with these words, full of anticipation. I show my crush these blogs. He just looked at me in confusion and said, "What kind of trash is this?" Where are all the clicks, the followers? I was humiliated. How could I have had a crush on this shallow person? How could my crush be so oblivious to the true meaning of blogs? I immediately cut off all contact. I'm not angry though. Now I know what my heart is passionate about. Sometimes it takes another person, right, to realize what you are passionate about. It takes another person to kind of show you that, and whether they show you that in a good way or a bad way, like sometimes it just takes that. But it's good that Zoe found her passion, and she found what she doesn't like in a guy. Sometimes you find your passion by going off of beaten track. Yep, good decision to cut off all contact. Glad you're so happy with your choice. I like the first and third. I definitely like the first. Sometimes you find your passion by going off the beaten track. That's very true. It's very true. When you go against the grain, it's not, there's nothing wrong going against the grain, but when you go against the grain, sometimes you tend to find things about yourself. You tend to discover passions that you didn't know you had. You tend to discover enjoyments, loves, and just things that excite you. But I'm also glad that you're so happy with your choice. Look, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. Thank you, Tongue Tied. You're welcome, Zoe. Zoe Miller. Now I will first reactivate my old contacts and start researching right away. I promise you one thing. Dr. Crow is online. Interesting. That's not good. I will do everything to get you out of this predicament. I will get back to you as soon as I have some information. I wonder if Zoe saw that Dr. Crow was online. Shadow, get in touch as soon as possible. I wonder what happened. We saw that Dr. Crow was online. He didn't reach out to anybody yet, but something is bothering Shadow. And we're going to find out what's bothering Shadow in the next episode. Now, Zoe might end up being Tongue Tied's future ex-wife. We don't know. Zoe's flirting with Tongue Tied. Lucy's about to be Tongue Tied's best friend. Me and Lucy, we had that beautiful heart to heart. Me and Zoe might just fall in love with each other. We don't know, but hope you guys are enjoying the healing. As always, thanks for watching. Love you all, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.